What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Wax Packs and Warning Tracks. It's Mojobreak's baseball card podcast. It's Cody with you. It's Bubba with you. Mojobreak Media. That's where you can watch us. You can listen to us wherever you get podcasts. Just search Mojobreak. Lots to talk about today. Actually going to talk about underrated products in the hobby, because this week, Boys of Summer, Panini, comes out. That's kind of the biggest, one of the bigger baseball releases. I know we got some Sapphire, I believe, on deck, or at least there was pre-orders for it. I know for sure. But we have been ripping that at Mojobreak. You can still get spots and breaks, Fanatics Live as well, Mojobreak.com. But I was just so taken aback specifically by your triple case break.
Yep.
The hits in it. I was just like, what the hell? Why is this not like the most in-demand non-licensed? Maybe it is. Maybe it is at this point the most in-demand non-licensed product, because the hits were awesome.
It might end up being probably the most in-demand non-licensed product. So a little history lesson for out there. It's only the second year it's been released. So historically, or in the past, you've been able to find these Boys of Summer cards in Chronicles, Panini Chronicles. It was like an insert set. And it was always like the nicest auto you got out of a Chronicles case, or like the nicest patch you got. Really nice, like kind of like acetate finish on these cards, and it was just great next to like a Chronicles paper card that you can get, Pinnacle or whatever. They took off. Last year was the inaugural release for like a standalone set, and it was awesome. And a heck of a year to release it too. Big Paul Skeens release. That was great. It took off, for lack of a better term. It took off, and then this year, it to me has like a Leaf feel with a Panini checklist. So you get that hand pack feel. Every box feels like there's something like extra nice in it. You know the player. It's a low number, cool patch. It's meshing a bunch of different sets to me, like a Leaf set, like a Trinity, a Topps Inception with all the crazy patches, booklets. I have no knocks on it. The price is on point. The checklist is good, and somehow Panini's been able to hold on to some of these active players, even though a couple years ago it was like, you only have prospects, you only have retired guys.
I want to say the rule is, one, I know with Bobby Witt, they have an agreement in place that they made before. They have an agreement with him where he can be included in these products. Yeah. And I think their rule is they can have 3 active players in the set as autograph subjects.
Yeah, so it was...
Or in there at all, because I think Skeens is an autograph subject in here.
Yeah, so it was like a couple of years ago, I think, when that rule was in place. It was Bobby Witt, Evan Carter, Masataka Yoshida.
Yeah.
They were just everywhere in Panini products. Just rinse and repeat, copy, paste.
Yep.
Yeah, and it seems, I think, like there's like a gray area, or like a leisure period, where like a grace period. Because you're seeing a lot of 2024 rookies that are still in the product too with ink, so there's got to be some sort of grace period. But it's really nice to see, and a really affordable way to get your guys. I mean, we pulled in a triple case. Bobby Witt was $250 in a triple case, which in any other Topps product he is close to $1,000 probably.
Right.
Deservedly so, because that's what the cards resell for. But gosh, it's so refreshing to be able to get your guy at a deal and still hit huge. I mean, on card patch autos.
I mean, I was gonna say you had a patch auto on card of Bobby Witt, and that's the other part of it too. Is a lot of these are on card for this, which I think for an unlicensed product is so unheard of. Yeah, you know what? A few years ago, I think I know myself personally kind of wrote off Panini Baseball of just like, well, it held a place for a little bit, but that's it. We're done there. Like we're moving on. And this product especially has totally flipped me to the other side. It's been kind of easing into it where I've been like, Prism's not bad for that price and what you're expecting. But this one is totally, I think they've absolutely hit it out of the ballpark with this one. Really like it. If you guys are doubting it, I think we put up a post this morning of some of the biggest stuff. There was like a big Condon booklet that had an incredible patch in there. It's really solid. It's just, if you don't want to pay Bowman prices for Bowman prospects, this is your best bet. And the cards look great. and there's a ton of legends. I think I saw there was like a Manny Ramirez game-used glove relic in one of these breaks, like that type of stuff as well. And I remember last year, the thing that really, this is where it started to like set in my brain, like, okay, I should keep an eye on this product, was the Sweet Spot autos that they have for the baseball, where because we pulled a Willie Mays last year. It's like, whoa. You can get Willie Mays autographs out of this product for, I'm sure, way cheap. So, yeah, take a look at that checklist when you're buying teams and breaks, because there's some surprising names on there and some huge names, some names that are no longer with us as well.
Yeah.
It's exciting. So on that tip, I think, to me already, this is like probably my most underrated product in the hobby for baseball.
Yep.
But there is also, I think, plenty of other products that it kind of got my brain, the gears moving of like, what other products are in the same range where it's like great price point, doesn't quite get the love, but deserves, but you can get some incredible stuff out of it, or just even the sort of return on it is really solid compared to what it is. So
what you have in mind?
So for me, the one that popped in my head almost immediately was, and I think we're both on the same wavelength, and it's one I didn't like at first, Topps Chrome Platinum Anniversary.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're doing a new version of this. I haven't seen it on the calendar. I think we also made fun of it initially because it's like, wait, because the first one that came out was 2022, and it was so clear. It was like, you guys are just trying to milk the 2022 rookie class for all that's worth, understandably so.
Yep.
And it came out in like summer of 23.
Yeah.
But then he saw the cards. And you're like, these are really nice. Mm-hmm. It's cool to get the throwback design. You hit a lot of color.
A lot, yeah.
For a really reasonable price. So that was one that immediately popped in my head in just terms of like officially licensed stuff.
Yeah, I think we're getting it back because it's so delayed every year. It's like, is it delayed or is this just when it comes out?
Right.
You know?
So next, like, because we still haven't gotten the 24 rookie class version of it, which would be huge.
And we're approaching like September, October baseball here.
Yeah, right. There's 1 month of regular season baseball
for
left.
2025. So it's like it seems to sneak up on us. I think they are doing it.
I believe so.
And, you know, rest assured, every few times a month over the last 6 months, I've gotten in my streams someone asking, "Hey, Bubba, you know, have you heard of when Plat Annie is coming out?" I'm like, "No, but I cannot wait. You know, if you hear, let me know."
Yeah.
It seems to get better every year since 2022. Like I know that used to be a pack that we would have in our $2 bin in the shop, and now like these, I mean, again, rightfully so because the resale on the product is in the cards has been so good, but it's being respected as like a bona fide hobby product. You're getting 2 autos per box, I think, in that one.
It might be, yeah.
Some were having like bonus autos.
Yep.
So much color.
And you could imagine that with the 24 class, I mean, Ellie's become an all-star. Jackson Merrill, I know he's had some injuries this year. Yamamoto, and obviously the guy who's the Cy Young favorite in the National League.
Yeah.
Imagine him winning the Cy Young, and then a set like that comes out like, oh, yeah, by the way, there's still a chance to get rookie cards of this guy in a set that's coming out right now.
Yeah.
That'll be hot. It'll be super, super hot.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's what they're waiting. And maybe internally they are kind of waiting, like, let's just see around award season what happens.
Yeah, that's a great call, Platinum Annie. I want to shout out a discontinued set.
Yeah.
Gypsy Queen.
Oh, man.
2 on-card autos.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was Gypsy Queen. But I felt like for $130, $150, 2 on-card autos. Always had, the updated rookie set. I liked it.
Yeah.
I bought it every year. I understood, like, if you had to make some product cuts, that was one to go. It kind of was reminiscent of, like, an Allen and Ginter, which, again, is another underrated set. I know people are, like, super Ginter stands and love it. I love it.
I like Ginter, too. Yeah,
there are people that hate it,
for
too.
those watching at home, yeah, that was a look
Oh,
at. Yeah.
Gypsy Queen.
Look at it right there. Yeah, it kind of was, like, more like, it was like Ginter with action shots.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I always liked the look of it. But you're right. I get it. If they're gonna make a cut, they're like, yeah, we have Ginter.
Yeah,
that fills the need.
They cut Gypsy Queen, they cut Topps Fire, which I never really got into Fire
It
much.
wasn't that intimate. Yeah, wasn't really into it.
You still see those Fire cards pop up in like an archive signature series.
Yeah.
As like one of ones. They're kind of cool, but yeah, that was. Yes, but Gypsy Queen, I really like Gypsy Queen a lot.
That's a good call.
I got to give A&G some more love too. I mean, you can get that used to be like an $80, $90 box. Once all the dust kind of settled, 3 hits, rip cards. Talk about on-card autos. There you go, on-card autos, hand numbering. The weirdo cards is one of the hobbyists that I grew up kind of watching. Calls them weirdo cards. Mm-hmm. I'm all about it.
I love the cards, yeah, where it's just like, here's different sandwiches. Here's a chili dog card.
I was just going to say, I'm still looking for the chili cheese dog PSA 10.
Yeah. Got it.
I think the pop count on that is like 8,000 or something like that.
I know one that kind of took off a couple years ago was egg. The egg card became sort of, there was a cult of the egg card that developed in the hobby.
Yep.
I love the weirdness too. And now that you have, and maybe it's going to get out of the realm of underrated, but maybe, I'm talking out of two sides of my mouth right now because on the other side, we did get the first look at like the last 2 years they threw in, hey, we have these big Topps names now that we can't put in basketball that we're gonna throw Wemby in there.
Right.
We're gonna throw CJ Stroud. We're gonna throw Jaden Daniels. And he threw their autos in there. And did the price go up a little bit? Yeah, but it's still not. It's still at a price where, especially if you're getting into breaks, where it's very reasonable getting these, and you could still get a hobby box for a lot less than what you're going to get for the type of product there's a chance to get those autos, obviously the big baseball autos, the celebrity autos. There's just a ton of fun.
Yeah, jumping around a little bit, but as you brought up the other athletes coming into the product to maybe affect a price point or something. Ripping a lot of that 23, 24 hockey product. People call it the Bedard tax. Because a box could be like $300, but you're looking for one card. Every other, so we were when we were pricing out PYTs and stuff, it's like we were, you charge nearly the entire break for the Blackhawks, and then every other team's like $10 to $30, for an entire case. It's because it's like that's just what it was.
It was really nuts.
And so you didn't get that with the Ginter when you introduced Stroud, Wemby. I mean, it went up a little bit from like $100 to maybe $150 for a couple weeks, right? And then it came back down.
Oh yeah, I'm curious what a 24. I haven't looked it up. A 24 Allen and Ginter is going for right
23,
now.
Check 23 too, because that is the Wemby, Stroud. Yeah. But shoot, still 24 had a bunch of cool guys in there.
Yeah, it did. Well, a hobby right now on DA for 24 is $319, which is a lot higher than I was anticipating. But I guess that's all right. Yeah, yeah. So it's a little all over the place. Some have it as low as $260. So you know what? Yeah, I take it all back. A 23. Here you go. 23 hobby, $209.
Cool.
Yeah,
$200. Stroud, Wemby.
Right.
On card.
Or was it 24 that had Wemby first? Or was it? No, it was 23, right? 23 was the first one that had Wemby?
It was 23.
I think it was. Yeah. Yeah, that's a little steep right there.
Yeah, 24 had like Caleb and...
Yeah, but out the gate, usually those are not up to that. So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, and if you're...
Or my mind might be just...
Well, and if you like Ginter for the baseball, I mean, you can go back and get a 22 box for, I think, right around $100.
Yeah. They'll be a lot cheaper without those new autos, but
and still the rip cards, still the frame mini autos. I mean, a lot of times it's the non-baseball that ruins it for people. So if that's inflating a price too, you can still find your niche with some of the product, and then it makes that even more underrated too because people aren't really gunning for those a lot, and you can probably get a little cheaper box and still hit all your guys.
Right, exactly. I'll go a few other officially licensed, one other officially licensed one that I think is underrated, and then we'll go to some unlicensed stuff that I really love.
Yeah.
Pro debut, year in and year out.
Yeah.
It's just solid. It's such a good price for getting big autos. Again, they're not going to be in their major league uniforms. They're going to be in minor league uniforms, but that's kind of, to me, is actually a plus because it's fun. There's nothing else you can really collect with minor league stuff. That's fun to do. And it's always really modestly priced for the amount of stuff you're going to get in there. A jumbo, I mean, currently I'm looking right now, jumping around, a jumbo that comes with 3 autos, you're looking at about 189, which I think when it comes out on Topps is a little cheaper than that. Hobby at about 179, which I think that one comes with, is that 2 autos in a hobby? I can't recall if it's 1 or 2, but
and hobby the better skew.
Yes, that's right. You're right. Hobby usually is a little bit better. At least that was our experience from last year.
Yeah, it might be a release by release kind of basis, but typically with the debut, you can't go wrong with the hobby box.
Yeah. It's just the best. I just think the value is so good for it, and you're getting all the names too, and they're pretty good about like you're gonna get every couple of every other box, you're gonna get a name Always, it's just a fun rip. As long you set your expectations, but if you're looking for the best, cheapest way to get, like last year was the cheapest, easiest way to get a Dylan Cruz auto,
right?
I'm always a proponent for pro debut. If you if a family's coming in, like, look, we're not trying to break the bank, but we want to get autographs. That's one I always point to, like pro debut. Good call.
Great call there, and great little family tie-in there too. Because what I was just going to bring up was at Fanatics Fest when we were ripping live in their Breaker Pavilion. Our rep, shout out Jordan, was coming through, and he was plugging us with sealed boxes of pro debut. And he's like, hey, anytime there was like a program, kids would go around and it was meet the breaker, get a free pack. That was like signage all over. And so kids were kind of, doing the runs, and we had pro debut packs that were given away, hobby packs, jumbo packs, whatever, but just like different years and just box after box, every box. So we gave away probably, 100 packs, every day. And kids were ripping them right there on the spot and, showing them off to the camera too, because we were live. People were pulling there was a Jackson Churio gold speckle auto.
Oh, wow.
That looked great. I think they went and got it, turned into PSA.
Good call.
That weekend. There was a Bazana auto. There was a Walker Jenkins auto.
Jeez.
And we probably only ripped through maybe 3 or 4 boxes.
Case in point.
But yeah, exactly. So you're gonna find someone There was a ton of color. And then they're the same design as the flagship Topps.
Yep.
So it feels the same.
Yeah.
And you're pulling guys And then you temper your expectations a little bit. You spend a little, save a little money. You're getting more autos than you normally would out of a single auto hobby box. And you just cross your fingers, and you're not beating yourself up over not hitting the huge 1-of-1 or a crazy card, and it's fun.
Yeah, it's a very fun rip, and I just think for the price, it's pretty unbeatable at the price point that it usually comes out at.
Now, are they mostly AAA teams, or can you find a San Jose Giants card in there?
Oh yeah, no, there are single A. Are. I'll double check the checklist, but I recall it being everything. I mean, I'm not every single team. There's just so many minor league teams that's going to be tough. I'm even looking on the checklist. They all have them as they have it. They have the checklist here on Beckett. Filtered through minor league teams, but there's definitely I just looked up San Jose Giants to kind of be let's see. Yeah, they had multiple San Jose Giants on there. Could have gotten Bryce Eldridge autos out.
Yeah,
it is his single A uniform. So
sick.
It runs all over. There's Arizona. It looks like there's even Arizona League, Arizona Complex League.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So they really go all over the place with this stuff. It's a really fun product. A few non-licensed. Anything non-licensed that pops up, other than we talked about it, Boys of Summer. We hyped it up a lot.
Yeah, I love Leaf Vivid.
Yeah.
Baseball. Years ago, well, not that long ago, but maybe 22. I was buying into Vivid breaks heavy. And you could get the Yankees for $100 in a case, half case break or whatever. And I remember I pulled a Volpe Spencer Jones dual auto, number to 10.
Ooh.
And Volpe was huge.
Right.
And Jones was hey, they got this guy coming down the pipeline, know. But Volpe was everything. And I flipped it for $300. Which
not bad.
At one point, last year, I was oh no, what did I do? But now I'm sick.
Yeah, no, that's good call. Considering the career trajectory of Anthony Volpe.
Yeah, there was a moment last year where I was oh no.
Yeah.
But over $50, $100. And now it's all right, chilling. But gosh, what a beautiful set. I remember, and then we got it in. Then I was working here, and we got it in, and we got very little of it because it was like super tough to get. It was like pushed back at one point, and then like it was like it's finally here, but we only got a little bit. And it was, gosh, just so beautiful. So Leaf Vivid, I got to give a shout out to.
Yeah, there's a quick look for our viewers at home. Peyton Corners, Nolan Ryan. That's look at the color. It really pops. It's really nice.
Everything numbered. Another little aside to Boys of Summer. Everything numbered. Even the base card. Everything numbered.
Yeah.
So yeah, Leaf Vivid, shout out. I like Select Baseball. From Panini. Kind of jumping around a little bit here. I like Select anything.
I do. I'm a Select guy. I'm not sure if I was into the Select Baseball because it's like everything that people complain about with Select, where it's like there's so much color and so many parallels. Times that by 2 with baseball. But they look. I mean, I love the look of. You're right. I love the aesthetic of Select.
And that's like $150 box.
Yeah, exactly.
$130. If you can find it on the right weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out Vivid and Select. You got any?
I got to throw out if you're on Leaf.
Okay.
I don't know if there's going to be a new set of this. I haven't heard anything. I love Leaf Lumber. I think Leaf Lumber is so fun.
Yes.
It's also like, I think I want to say I think you can get a 24 box right now for about $250.
$250?
I think I'm looking at about in the $250 to $300 range depending on where you're looking.
Oh, these are like $400 boxes.
And these are some of the coolest cards you are going to get. I mean, I'm just going to throw it up on the screen. Look at this is the Shoeless Joe Jackson 1/1 bat barrel.
Dude.
Are you kidding me? Like, this is always when we would get these in, when we first got that product in, and I was ripping personals of it, and I remember ripping the first box of it, and then just like, boom, people were like, what is this? This rules. So fun. So many cool relics. And the thing with the Leaf stuff is they do a good job of throwing in stuff that's game used.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's cool triple autos. Some of the relics maybe you're like, that's not as exciting, but they are game used. Like it's a Hank Aaron bat. It might be a little sliver of one, but it is a Hank Aaron game used bat. But I just think the chance at bat plates, bat knobs for that price point, really solid.
Yeah, I have I personally have a few lumber cards. I have like a Dave Parker, Pete Rose. Actually, now that I think of it, it's a sweet card.
Yeah.
It's a dual Dave Parker, Pete Rose. It's a piece of bat for each of them. And Pete Rose or Dave Parker, it's like an image of Dave Parker. And then Pete Rose, it's just like a generic like number 14 jersey.
Yeah.
And it's like they did their best.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's so sick. Game used, both pieces of bat game used, and I'd go out on a whim and say you can't find a dual Pete Rose, Dave Parker, anything, anywhere else. So
that's the fun of Leaf is they are going to throw guys together where you're like, what if we threw them both on one card and maybe they wouldn't agree to that outside if in like a Topps product.
Division rivals that grow up hating each other.
Right.
Probably, let's put 8 guys on one side of the card. You know what? We could put another 8 guys on the other side of the card too.
16 guys.
Which is sick too, because you're like, whoa, I got an 8 card. Let's see what it's number 2. Whoa, there are 8 more on the back.
Right. Super fun rip. I don't remember ripping a bad box of that. Honestly. And we did that years ago when we started doing the break room, and we had Dallas Braden on, and we gave him a box to break on it, and he hit a Carl Yastrzemski bat knob. That was just like he was full, like he was about to do a backflip. He was so excited.
Wow.
It was awesome.
That's got to be such a cool product for baseball players to rip.
And that's also where like
piece of the game.
The unlicensed stuff where for him, like he was just starting out with cards and he's like, I'm still learning about this stuff and all that. And so
you throw him that.
for us too, we're like unlicensed. Just to let you know it's unlicensed. But like, if you're just getting into this, why would you care if it's unlicensed or licensed when you're pulling something like that?
You probably don't even notice.
No.
You probably don't. And we were opening the Boys of Summer yesterday after we did a personal box, and the individual that bought it, who was apprehensive, was like, I didn't even notice one time we were going through there.
No.
Because they've done a better job of, like, the imagery.
They do.
The glove is tucked in to hide the the batting stance.
Or like the swing is like the arms covering the chest or something. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Maybe you just noticed the logo's not on their helmet or their hat. Like,
yeah,
it's not that big a deal. Yeah.
Paul Skeens auto, y'all, is gonna sell like a Paul Skeens auto.
Exactly.
But yeah, and they
exactly.
do.
It might, exactly.
Leaf lumber, though, that's a great call.
Leaf lumber, so fun. I'll throw Stars and Stripes out there too as just like a great one where it's the ultimate, like, hey, I'm gonna buy one, put these away for 5-6 years.
Yep.
And when I hear so and so got called up, oh, wait a minute. Did I get that in like a 2018 U.S. Panini Stars and Stripes or a 2020 Stars and Stripes? Oh, let me go check. Oh, yeah, there he is right there. And he's the number one prospect in baseball now. Like, just the ultimate rip it and stash him away.
Oh, and you might run into a Mark McGwire alumni auto or Paul Skeens or Bobby Witt alumni auto.
Yeah, exactly. They threw in Kabooms, I think, in the last couple of years.
The
in there
timing,
too.
We brought up a couple products too. In the chronology, is that the word?
Sure.
Chronology of card releases.
Mm-hmm.
You get Stars and Stripe baseball that comes out, and then you have just a couple months later the MLB draft. So and all those guys in Stars and Stripes that are on the 18U or the collegiate national team, they all get drafted.
Yep.
So then it's like, oh wow, I just bought a $50 box and every one of my boxes got drafted. And
it's
then
good timing.
And hobby boxes in Stars and Stripes have 8 hits, which is nuts. 7 or 8 hits, I think. And then H2 boxes have 3, and they're like $50. We ripped one the other day. People are still ripping it because they're like, "This is sick. I can get a kaboom of a guy that was the first overall pick." And I can, mess around and get a Bobby Witt auto or a Paul Skeens auto, Big Mac or whatever. And then you have that, and then you have Bowman draft that comes out, and then we talked about Pro Debut, which is like them in their non-photoshopped uniforms finally.
Them, yeah, exactly.
So it's really cool. Like in between these huge releases, a Bowman draft, or you have these like underrated products that you can still get those guys that are bolstering these huge flagship releases.
Yeah,
you can get them at a great price, and sometimes you get them with a nice little patch or a little lower numbering, and you're paying a fraction of the cost. And those are products that, and I think I speak for you too, we are buying every year. And we love ripping every year.
Yeah,
we're like, there are a handful of products, Ginter, these leaf products, lumber, where like I just think about like in the office too. Like we'll be around like a big shipping table. Someone will buy a box, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna go buy one, and it's like,
it catches on.
Yeah, it's like a little kumbaya for 20 minutes. We're all,
Yep. Yeah,
sure
exactly.
The bosses are loving. Yeah, we're getting work done. But,
yeah. Hey, I promise it's happening after the work day is over.
But it's great
for the most part.
Like we can like,
we film it for content too. Exactly. So we're working.
And then anecdotally to you have the Dallas Bradens of the world that are loving the product, and these are the guys that are on the product, and they're like, this is so cool.
Yeah, exactly. There's tons of great value to be found still out there. I know that if it seems like box prices are going higher and all that, but like I think we just laid out a bunch of stuff where it's like there's still value, there's still a ton of fun to like USA Baseball. You mentioned it is one of the like no-brainer buys of like if somebody walks in, it's like I just want autos for a really cheap price or a really good price. You're like Stars and Stripes.
Yeah, you can buy them at Target. I mean, buy them at Mojobreak Shop and mojobreakshop.com, but you can get
Ethan Holiday autos.
Ethan
it's the
Holiday
only place to get them right now.
Yeah, and now Boys of Summer too.
That's true. That's true. Boys of Summer.
Get your breaks, mojobreak.com and Fanatics.
That's
Fanatics
right.
Live. And we pulled one yesterday. In 3.5 cases, we got one. I think they are really short print.
Yeah.
The one we got was numbered to 25.
Sick.
But yeah, they're sick.
Nice.
Also, thanks for inviting me out the other night.
Oh, of course.
That was awesome.
Of course. Did he play in that game? Because I know they were giving off days. That's right.
So he
played.
He went 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored.
Yep.
He's a free swinger. He's swinging the bat.
He's a free swinger.
And a defensive wizard, which you mentioned. And luckily, I was able to see a few plays up the middle. And
they
turned a sick double play.
That was a theme throughout the weekend, was watching him. Because last we talked, I think we only got to see like one game of him. But now, throughout that whole weekend, the thing that stuck out was like, man, this guy is major league ready defensively.
And he's he's like looks like a ball player
Yeah,
too. Jackson Holiday, he looked a little scrawny. He put on some pounds, out the box. Ethan Holiday looking like a baseball player.
He does. That whole Fresno team.
Dude, I caught a good game. Brody Brecht on the mound?
Yes, Brody Brecht.
That was a great game.
Brody Brecht. There's a lot of names there.
And he was shoving, too.
He was. There's a lot of good ball players on that team. A lot of good pitchers.
Yeah.
If they can maybe.
Last handful of years, they've had a lot of good pitchers coming through.
They have.
Sullivan last year I saw pitch.
Yeah.
Mahoney.
Yep, Mahoney. I remember.
Mahoney pitched last year.
Yeah. At some point, all these guys are gonna be up in Colorado, and can they defeat Coors Field?
Can they induce ground balls?
Right, precisely. That's what they're gonna need to do if they're gonna survive at Coors Field. Let's get into the taxi squad here. Who are we calling up? Who are we sending down? And who are we putting on the bench? Who are we holding? I'll briefly mention, because I think I meant to mention him at the beginning. I got to ask you, as a Bubba, is this the best time to be named Bubba? It's pretty good. It's a good time for Bubbas.
It's a pretty good time. It's a top 5 time to be Bubba.
Yeah. I mean, Bubba Chandler is up. It's pretty good. If you're a baseball fan and you're a Bubba, you're like, hey, it's our time.
Yeah, it's actually a great time to be a Bubba in the hobby.
That's true.
You got Bub Carrington as well.
That's
pulled a Bub Carrington downtown the other day.
Oh, nice.
Pretty sick.
There you go.
But yeah, Bubba Chandler just got his first major league win yesterday. If you're listening to this 2 days ago, but Wednesday he got his first major league win.
Looked good.
Yeah, 1 hit in 4 innings.
Looked really good.
And the way they're utilizing him too in long relief to kind of piggyback off of someone, it's like. If the guy, if he wasn't deceptive enough, and now you're throwing him in there 2 innings into a game, it's like, God, good luck.
Yeah, and this is clearly, you see the difference of the way they handled Skeens versus the way they're handling Chandler, and it's the biggest is because Chandler, a high school prospect who they've been developing over the years, Skeens really fully formed out of college and only needed to see him for a little bit. Why you're not seeing him just thrown into the rotation. But I'm guessing, probably the last 2-3 weeks, he's going to get a few starts, I would imagine, right?
I wouldn't be surprised if his next outing was a start.
Yeah.
You gotta get a little bit more mileage on that arm. And also, they're not really playing for anything right now, so don't push it.
No.
But yeah, stretch him out so that opening day, it's a conversation,
Yeah.
Who's our guy? And it's like, oh, duh, it's Paul. Yeah, sure, today. We'll see.
There's a lot of options for number 2.
Yeah.
There's a lot of options for number 2.
Yeah, and it's
on that team.
He's really freaking good. I mean,
good.
And trust me, we're not talking about Bubba because of Paul. We're talking about Bubba Chandler because of him.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like we were going to talk about him regardless.
Yeah.
It's awesome that they have a Paul Skeens also, in there, and that they have a pipeline of guys too coming up. So there's a theme going on, but it's like we were going to be talking about Bubba Chandler no matter what. Oh. We've been talking about him, and finally here he is, and as advertised. Right?
Yeah, he looks legit. Super deceptive.
Without even looking, I know you're about to go. Without even looking, I want to make a blind guess here.
Okay.
Or a blind statement.
I'm
buying.
He's buying.
I'm buying Bubba.
Bubba's buying. I'm throwing out a PSA 9 base first Bowman auto at you that sold on August 23rd, $225.
I'm buying like 1. You
Now.
Want to split it?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, we'll split it. Yeah.
That's good though. For not even having a first start.
Exactly. That's a good point. And I want to say Skeen's stuff out the gate was a little higher. Part of that though is the college. We saw him in college, his familiarity.
Yeah.
He was starting games. But if you are in that camp where you're like, no, this is going to be the ultimate sidekick or better than Paul Skeens, or like I think he's on the Paul Skeens trajectory, then if you are like, yeah, sure, I'll take that. Seeing what Skeens' first Bowmans now are $1,000 a pop, basically.
The first episode of this podcast since the revamp, we talked about Jacob Misiorowski.
Yes.
And his market was insane. Bubba Chandler, should be if we believe in the hype of both, Bubba Chandler should be the better pitcher.
He should be. He was way more highly touted out of the draft.
So maybe $225, $300 for with some color. You know, if you're nice color under $500 is not a bad investment.
No. And considering Mizorowski has had a rough patch as of late, he's not been awful. He had one bad outing.
He's come back down to earth, and he just struck out 10 in his last outing.
Right.
Too.
Exactly. Yeah. He has not been awful by any means, but certainly he's had some ups and downs since the All-Star break.
Look, when you throw even if it's 102, if you're throwing the ball straight, they're going to time it up. Yeah. It was a matter of time until people started timing him. But
that's a great comp though that you're saying. If you're buying that much from Mizorowski, like Chandler is the safer bet.
Spend it on Chandler.
Yeah,
do both. I mean, I love the Miz.
Yeah.
But Chandler.
Yeah,
and gosh, that's
I mean,
sick.
we've said it before, but they're gonna have Skeens, Chandler, Jared Jones. They got
Hernandez.
They got all these other guys that
Keller.
Yep.
Hopefully Keller's still around for like the peak of some of these
when
guys
this
too.
Works out. Yeah. The thing with them is they kind of are kind of in the mold of like the Mariners, where the Mariners are like, people all offseason are complaining, trade one of your pitchers. What are you doing?
And now they need pitching.
And now actually, they were right to not trade any of those pitchers.
Yeah. Gosh.
But it was like people screaming, like, you have so much good pitching. Trade one of them to get your lineup set. But clearly that's a blueprint that worked for that team and that organization. It's working.
I was talking about my buddy Brandon the other day. Mm-hmm. Let's go Brandon. Shout out Brandon. This diehard Pirates fan that was like, I like the pick, but I wanted a hitter there instead of the Hernandez pick. And I was like, come on, man. Like, it's Sam Hernandez, like, but I, thinking about the Mariners, it's like, I don't want to get too off track, but that's what a train wreck, that rotation this year. Ugh.
It's crazy. And yet at the beginning of the year, if you were like, what's the best rotation in baseball? I think
Mariners.
A whole bunch of people were saying the Mariners, and it was a pretty easy answer.
With confidence, you had data to back it up.
Right.
And then Kirby, Gilbert, Louis Castillo just have been doing this all year.
Right. They've been very lucky that Brian Wu is a low-key Cy Young candidate. My God. What an
Bay Area?
Bay Area? Well, incredible story, too, for him, of just kind of like off-injured, never really stuck in college, didn't really make an impact, but the Mariners scouting department just were like, no, we can make this guy into an ace.
Yeah.
You're right. Good call. It was a great story.
Yeah.
Yesterday was the first outing where he did not go 6 innings all year. At least 6 innings. Isn't that crazy?
I missed that, yeah.
5 2/3, and he got taken out. Tough.
Tough. He would have gone 6, too, if he could have.
Oh, yeah.
So that must have been a grueling 5 2/3.
Yeah.
But
it's the first time in Major League history someone has gone this far into the season and made this many starts and has not gone at least 6 and went that far every single game. It's pretty nuts.
So impressive.
I know. It's really they found a true gem.
That's so impressive.
Yeah, very, very impressive.
So, are you're Bubba buying buying Bubba?
I think I'm holding here.
Okay,
especially if you've got Bubba Chandler in your collection. I'm not Bubba buying. I'm Bubba holding.
Cool.
I like the term. I just think you said it with Mizorowski especially. That kind of solidified it for me. There's room for growth here. Yeah. A lot of room for growth.
Yeah.
And again, if you are a pit buyer on those, then I understand you're buying here. I like his future a lot. Early signs here are really impressive. He looks. There were some swings and misses last night against the Cardinals that were nasty. Yes. Nasty. Let's talk another big top prospect, Sam Basallo. We've kind of mentioned him a few times.
But some more news.
There's a lot more news that has broken about him.
Do you have the numbers on that? I've been just ballparking it, and I've never said the right number.
Right. I want to say the ballpark is $68 million.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. 8 years, $67 million. I was $1 million off.
Ballpark, baby.
Yep, there you go. We got it in the ballpark. 21 years old. And the breakdown of his contract goes like this: 8 years. He'll be making $1 million a season for the next 3 seasons, starting next year. Then it goes up to $4 million in 29, $7 million in 2030, $11 million, 15. There's an $18 million option and a $5 million signing bonus. This is not the Roman Anthony deal by any stretch of the imagination, but it is not an insignificant amount of money given to a guy who has barely played in the major leagues. That said, he's looked pretty decent so far. He's had some really good flashes. The numbers have gone down a little bit, but there have been flashes of what you want to see out of him. The power's not quite there yet.
He's getting on base.
He's getting on, yeah. And I think, too, for him, especially with Adley hurt, the goal is learn the catcher position. We know the bat will come. Just show us that you can be a solid everyday catcher. And that leads me to the bigger, what the hell are they going to do? Because I know there's talk of like, oh, let's do a timeshare.
I know. Is it
a timeshare with Adley Rutschman? You sure about that?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Do we get a Matt Olson, Freddie Freeman situation where one day we all wake up, or one day Freddie wakes up, or Adley wakes up, and hey, Sam Basallo's our starting catcher? It's like, well, what happened to me?
Yeah.
I guess I got to find a new team now.
I think that is kind of what has to happen here, especially for an Orioles team that went from seeming like the most promising young team in baseball to they're not doing a full rebuild here, but this is like a reset.
Yeah, I'm not ready to turn my back on Adley, but if Sam Basallo hits, Adley's just been league average or a little better.
Yeah, and now the injury on top of it.
Yeah.
He still is a leader. He still is a great defender, and I think when healthy, he's still probably a top 10 offensive catcher.
Yeah, he's not the best catcher in that division. I might take a Ben Rice over a guy like Adley right now.
Right.
Which is tough to say, but
it's kind of crazy.
Maybe.
I still love the long term on Adley, and I think
I like Adley a lot.
And I think that there's two things happening with just the Adley market on the field stuff is they probably don't want to trade him. They're going to be reluctant because this is his lowest value he's probably ever had as a trade asset.
Right. Imagine the package, but it's the smallest.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can't make that kind of investment and be like, Sam Basallo, you're our DH. Right. Can you? I mean, the numbers aren't crazy, I guess.
You can.
Right. But I think they want him to learn the position.
Right. You want to maximize the deal.
Yep.
And see everything you can squeeze out of it.
So,
sticking him at DH from the get is not. Yeah, what do you do?
I don't know.
What do y'all think? What do they do? I don't know.
It's kind of a conundrum. I just feel like the answer is, given everything that's happened with this team this year, they need to say, hey, Adley, we're not begging to trade Adley, but we'll send him out for the right price. Like, I think they need to. He's kind of soft on the trade block. Like, they just say at the winter meetings this year, if people come up to them, hey, is Adley available? Well, what do you got?
Right. What do you got?
Yeah, rather than putting it out there and advertising it. Because they need pitching. They need, they could probably use another outfielder, which is crazy to say given that they had so many outfielder prospects, but nobody's really stuck.
Yeah, they just traded Mullins away.
Right. They just traded Mullins.
They tried the Aaron Hicks experiment. That didn't really work, right?
No. I mean, Kowser's there still. I think he's going to stick, but it's not been...
Yeah, he could end up being a guy that kind of hangs out for a while and
Kierstad
puts together a little career.
Where's Heston Kierstad? Did he get dealt?
I don't
I don't think he did, right?
He's still an Oriole.
He's still there, and he batted his numbers in the major leagues this year, 192. So...
Is he an outfielder?
Kierstad?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, they've tried him at first.
Okay.
So, but he came up as an outfielder.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think if the deal is right, they should take it with Adley. On the flip side, with Basallo, is Basallo? I'd have to double check that.
The double L is probably Basallo.
Yeah, it probably is.
But since he's been up, I'm hearing Basallo.
I've been hearing Basallo too.
So I don't know.
So we'll get that all figured out. But his first Bowman Chrome PSA 10, that's a base 305. It sold for on August 25th.
That's
a little high.
Is that a PSA 10?
That's PSA 10. That's a little steep for me.
Yeah, I want color, you know, for hundreds.
Right. Adley was higher than that, I think, or maybe in the same realm, maybe in the same ballpark. But I remember Adley prices being crazy for a bit.
19 Bowman. When's his Bowman?
I believe you're right.
Draft.
Yeah, I believe it's 19. Yeah, it would be 19.
19 draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's pre-card reboom.
It was also kind of a good time because people were still ripping a lot of that going into 2020. Mm-hmm. And then as he was climbing the ranks, that was really even more of a push to be like, oh, keep ripping 2019 draft. Keep getting 19 draft.
What a crazy year for Bowman now.
Yeah. Oh, God. And then on top of that, 20 Bowman was.
All 19.
Nuts.
The 19 draft, flagship, and chrome.
Yeah.
And then, just...
Going into 20, which is a legendary Bowman year at this point.
Hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah,
I'm not... it looks like Bobby only right now.
Right. Here's a raw red of Basallo.
I guess Scooball too and J-Dom.
Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, Scooball, the most underrated in that for sure. Yeah. Red, raw, 10 grand. Woo! Raw, 10 grand. That so kind of tells me, yeah, we are kind of in the Adley realm of like, because there were Adley cards that were going for the 15K in that ballpark.
Yeah, and the Adley market might be putting into perspective the Sam Basallo market too for people.
Right.
Maybe for people that are buying both too. Like, damn, I spent $1,000 on Adley. What does $1,000 get me here?
Right. Feels like a pretty and I'm not saying this guy's not gonna have a good future. Feels like a pretty easy sell for me at this point.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, just catcher in general. I mean, we're selling Raleigh right now.
Right.
We're selling Big Dumper. We're selling, unload. Yeah. Unload.
Who would get Adley? Who needs Adley? Who could use an Adley Rushman? I know one team that could. I don't know if everyone agrees with me, but
no, you guys do.
Giants need.
Yeah,
I've been saying it around.
And if he looks good in orange, she'll keep him in orange. I don't know what it is about me, and it might be just because I watch so many Giants games and living in the Bay Area and stuff. But
so it's on.
I think of the Giants as fits for a lot of guys. And
as do I.
And I think like there's always an argument because I like the clubhouse, I like the organization, I like the front office mostly. I'm not a Farhan guy, but he's not there anymore.
He ain't there anymore.
Now he's back with the Dodgers.
He's with the Dodgers.
Just to sabotage us.
The secret agent.
It drives me nuts. But I like the front office, overwhelmingly. It's hard to hate the players. I love the rivalry.
Yeah.
It's like I have no hate for the Giants. I love the rivalry, though.
Yeah, well,
whatever that means.
That might be a one-sided thing with the because the Giants have not been a threat.
We create the target. I'm gonna say we as a Dodgers fan.
Right.
We put the target on our back. We're smug, when it comes down to it. We are, I could go back to those early 2010s days and had some
I would love
pretty what's the word?
That's why 2021 felt great because it was like we're back to the rivalry being a rivalry in 21. It was intense.
Yeah. Oh gosh, those were great years.
It was good. Fun.
Those were great years. But there's some insufferable Giants fans over the last couple decades.
In the 3 and 5, yeah, it was. Those are now fading memories.
But I find myself bringing it back here. I find myself being like, he could be a Giant.
Yeah.
Or like that would be or like, and it's like it's not patronizing, but it's like, oh, like. Yeah, like little brother could like get a little boost here. Lately,
oh, that's cute. You got Rafi Devers.
Like good for them. Like, they needed that because everything else is happening everywhere else in the league.
Right.
Good for the Giants and like good for the A's. Like underprivileged. It's like
right.
It's like
you signed Brett Rooker. Good for you.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Good for you.
You guys needed that.
Good for you.
But on like a more like Giants obviously are like more in the contending phase of making roster moves.
Attempting to, for sure.
So like it's more fun and more like meaningful to like place these guys in the Giants organization and like, try to like fit them in because it's it's less of a good for you, more of like, okay, something could actually happen out of this, and you guys can do something with this.
Yeah.
Because you guys have done a lot with nothing on paper and like zero household names.
The last year, they've definitely been like, we need household names. We need guys that are stars.
And I think the league is starting to put that in perspective too. Like, just go out and spend the cash. It's gonna buy you wins. Just buy wins at this point.
I just going back to what? Yeah, I think you're right with the Adley thing. Yes, does it mean they're going to move on probably from Patrick Bailey? Sure, he is an incredible defensive catcher.
Dude, and the Giants, like they make you fall in love with with their players, dude.
You're right.
I have loved like Hunter Pence. I will never have a bad thing to say about Hunter Pence.
Yeah.
Pat Bailey. I like Patrick Bailey.
He's an incredible defender.
Casey Schmidt, Tyler
I
Fitzgerald.
Like Tyler. Look,
I gotta stop before I start like not being able to go back in my own household.
Are you sure you're not a fan? You want to come on over here?
It's a beautiful place to watch baseball.
It's the best. To me, just Buster seeing the Rafi Devers deal showed he's opportunistic, and I think this is an opportunity to get a guy where I think he looks at Adley and he goes, "That's me. That's what I brought to the team. I'm a leader at the catcher position. Makes the pitching staff better."
Yep.
I just remember my very first takeaway from Adley. It was such a it wasn't even him at the plate. It wasn't even the way he called games. It was when the game ended, the way he threw them, quickly got the mask off and was just like, yeah,
right. Right.
Yep. Great job. We did it. We're just so pumped in that moment. It was always like, yeah, all right. We got one on our belt.
And that reminded you of someone.
And it reminded me of somebody. Reminded me of a Mr. Buster Posey who now is making the calls on the roster decisions.
Yeah, and I think I remember, it wasn't that long ago, but it's 19, he was drafted. At the time of the draft, I think people were saying on MLB Network, is this the next Buster Posey? Well, and it was, and shoot, maybe.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I wouldn't be shocked. The other team that wouldn't be shocked, Padres, feels like another fit where the Padres will come knocking and be like, "Look, we want to give up 5 more of our prospects."
Are there not 25 teams out there that need a catcher?
Yeah.
But it's, and for Adley's sake, you want to play. You care about the player. You want to place him somewhere that
go on the West Coast, back closer to home.
That's a cool organization.
Yeah,
and that's the last good thing I'll say about the Giants.
There you go. Yeah, I was gonna say, don't say anything about the Padres. You don't need to do that. Neither of us need to do that.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Interesting to see what's going to happen there with the catcher position. But, if you've got Basallo cards, I didn't even look at what Adley stuff is going for right now.
Yeah, maybe holding Adley. I can't imagine you're buying Adley now.
No. Although, here's an orange. Here you go. This is a BGS 9.5, an orange Adley that sold for $16.75. That's the highest, most recent sale of Adley Rushman. So
I love that card.
It's a great looking card.
Yeah,
so
it's a great year.
If it can still be a color match, maybe there's still something there with that one. So it'd be interesting to see what they do with Adley this offseason. But I think it's going to wrap it up for us this week. Thanks for listening or watching.
Fun.
That was a fun one this week.
That was really good.
Yeah. Let us know your most underrated products. I actually want to hear it from everybody in the comments. What products do you feel like we didn't mention maybe that people sleep on, that you are always a buyer on? Let us know in the comments. And, of course, subscribe to Mojobreak Media here on YouTube. Or if you are listening to us, head over there. And, of course, subscribe to the podcast. Just search Mojobreak wherever you're getting podcasts. We got 3 of them a week for you. So we are always up to date on your podcast feed. For Bubba, I'm Cody. We'll see you next time on Wax Packs and Warning Tracks.
Later, y'all.